there is a space in every soul, in every life. When you give your life to Christ, there is a space, a vacuum created. When you say, I'm no longer fornicating, a vacuum is created. When you reject Satan, a vacuum is created. When you stop stealing, a vacuum is created. When you stop singing worldly songs, dancing worldly songs, a vacuum is created. So in your life today, as a Christian, you must not leave a vacuum in your life, because this is the way Satan comes into your life. When you give your life to Christ, a vacuum, a space is left there. You need to replace it with something else. If you don't replace it, Satan will come back. That's why Jesus said in Matthew chapter 12, 43 to 45, that when an unclean spirit leaves a man, it moves about looking for where to enter. If it didn't see where to enter, it said, let me go back to my home, because a vacuum was already created. You chased away an evil spirit without inviting the Holy Spirit. You stopped fornicating without preaching against fornication, advising women, advising people not to do it, without standing out. What makes you different? There's still a vacuum in your life. There's still a space that you need to close. If you don't close this space, Satan will still use you. 2 Timothy 2:20 to 21. If anyone cleanses himself, he will be a vessel for honorable use, set apart as holy, useful for the master. If you cleanse yourself, you be a vessel unto what? Honor. You have to be useful. You have to get to work. You don't just believe and go back. When you believe, you wait to receive. When you believe, you work something out. So there must be something you do in God's kingdom. Replace or close the vacuum of sin. Close the vacuum of sin in your life. That sin you stop committing. Look for holiness or righteousness, a righteous walk. You stop stealing. Start helping people recover their stolen items. Start advocating for people. Whatever you are doing that is wrong, when you leave it, replace it with something good. Don't leave it like that. If you don't replace it, your mind will still go back there. Vacuum of responsibility. You might be doing something and you stop doing those things. Look for something else to do. Because if you pack out of a home, you're moving into another home. You can't just be wandering. So when you stop doing something, say, I'm no longer doing this. Let me get to do something else similar to replace that space. Vacuum of service and devotion. Some of you were idol worshippers. You served idol before. Some of you were priestess, native doctors. When you give your life to Christ, don't just stay like that. Be a pastor. Preach the gospel. Some of you persecuted Christ like Paul did. When Paul was converted, he preached the gospel. Because before, the same mouth he used to say, Jesus is not this, Jesus is not God, Jesus is not this. Castigate him, persecute the Christian. The same mouth he used to speak for him. So be the one that will speak for Christ. Don't just be a silent Christian. Vacuum of prayer and fasting. Don't you know demons fast? All these are called to be a fast. Some of you go to native doctors, they will tell you to do this, do that, you perform it. You do all this stuff. But when you become a Christian, you stop fasting. You have to pray, you have to fast. If you leave that vacuum open, something else will come back. So you have to replace the juju with prayer and fasting so that power can come. Vacuum of talents and gifts, like I talk about, music, prophecy. There are people who have demonic power, they can see visions. Any kind of talent that you have, whatever you are doing that doesn't please God right now, you have gone so far. What you do is you switch it with things of God. As you hear this word today and you are about or ready to close that vacuum in your life, the Lord will help you to sustain it in Jesus' mighty name.